Hey, what hell, welcome back to the channel, and I know this is a little bit different than usual because of changing things around this week. I mentioned it last week on GotBot Goes Live, but I'm kind of excited because courtesy of our good friend Maximal10, we're going to kick off a look today at the core class legacy Dinobots, which will eventually, of course, lead us to Volcanicus, and we will also take a look at the DNA Design Upgrade Kit. We're going to, the reason I mention all that is because he's already installed some of the kit, so certain places where there's hollowness might be filled in. You might see little hints here and there of the DNA Design Kit already installed. But the main focus today is going to be on the beginnings of looking at the individual core class Dinobots. And what better way to kick it off than with Grimlock himself. He's going to be our focus in the latest GotBot True review. Hey, one hail, welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, your most humble of hosts, Dennis Moulton, aka GotBot. As always, please like, comment, share, of course, subscribe. While you're at it, light 'em up, baby. Hit that notification bell, please. Helps me out a ton. Let you know when content of all sorts goes up here on the channel. Check out Machinery of Man, The Everything Factor, all the groups that I'm either a mod or an admin for, as well as all of my social media links. All of that's in the description down below. Also in the description down below. And if you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer to you through spring. Or, of course, hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. And like I said, that leads us to Grimlock. I'm not gonna lie, I looked at this guy in package and thought that's a bit of a rough looking Grimlock. Hits a lot of the marks, certainly doesn't hit them all, and there's a couple of things here that really grate on me. But you know what? How about instead of me sitting here babbling about that, let's head over to the table and take a closer look at this lad. And yes, indeed, going back in time just a little bit, courtesy of Maximal10 with Legacy Evolution and the core class Dinobots. I wasn't in for these. I wanted the 86 Dinobots. If I wanted a Volcanicus, I have the Power of the Primes. Actually, no, I don't have those deluxes anymore. They're gone. I have the Black Mamba, Voyager-sized, I guess, Dinobots that go together to make Volcanicus. There you go. So I didn't really have a particular need myself for this, but I'm very glad to get an opportunity to take a look at this. Please note, if I didn't already mention it, I'm going to mention it now. As we go through this series of reviews, because there will be obviously 6 and then a combined, and then there's going to be the add-on kit. Please note that we may touch on, in the individual reviews, some of the add-on kit pieces, just by happenstance, because some gap fillers and stuff like that have already been used. Just again, something worth noting as we go. We're going to do all of the transformations in each individual video, other than actually putting the guy together. So when we're done here, Grimlock is going to be a leg. Okay, so let's get going. This is the packaging. Of course, Grimmy up here in his Dino mode. Your kind of typical fanfare down here on the bottom with the logo and stuff. A robot mode version of our lad over here. Half of your typical artwork for Evolution, and on the back, of course, we have the Dino mode as well as the robot mode. Interestingly, you don't really see the leg mode here. Strange, right? Anyway. Oh, we also have this two-sided set of instructions. They're actually really good instructions, honestly. Easy to follow, pretty darn effective. And here we have Grimlock in his robot mode, the way he comes in packaging. Worth noting that I guess the Dinobots were reused, remolded slightly, I believe, for a Dinoking pack. This guy, of course, would have been used as Goryu, because he's the T-Rex, or his pretender shell would be a T-Rex. He was also the leader of the group, and he forms the left leg. And I'm pretty sure Grimlock here forms the left leg of Volcanicus. So that's where that kind of comes from. But we need to grade this guy as a version of Grimlock. And as a version of Grimlock, we have his tail that becomes his, like, double-barrel blaster. Again, it's gray here. I think it should be black, much like I think his thighs should be black. But that's part of the score that we'll do in just a little bit. So I didn't show his blaster up close because it's just his tail blaster. It's fairly hollow, but it does have two little starts at the top. I presume, I haven't tested this, but I presume that they can take blast effects. Let's get into scores. For the look of the guy, I like the gold on the body. Even his lower tummy has a little bit of red, though I also wish the red came down at least as part of like his pelvis. The thighs I wish were black. I also wish that we had the green and blue apps instead of just the red on the lower legs. I think they're on the knees if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they're on the toes. I can't recall right now. I like the head sculpt. I like the gray arms, and I like the black hands. I even like leaving the, I guess the wing pieces, I guess upside down. I don't know if that's the way they're supposed to be. I don't think so. But I feel like they are higher over his shoulders, and it looks more like the G1 silhouette to me. So that's why I leave them that way. Like you definitely know it's Grimlock, but he needed more color breakup of this sea of gray, and it could have easily been accomplished with some black as well as a couple of extra little paint apps. And I think that could have been accomplished at the price point. I really do. So it's definitely Grimlock. It's definitely not everything I would want a Grimlock to be. It's cool for a little core class. I'm going to give the score about a 7 for the look. Let's do the articulation for the guy. And to do the articulation, we're going to take this out of his hand, actually. To do the articulation, the head goes left and right. It doesn't seem to have any up and down, so I guess it's on probably a mushroom peg, I'm thinking. The arms, they can go all the way around. Full T-pose out to the side. No elbow. Real bummer. We do have a swivel, like we have a forearm swivel, bicep swivel. But no elbow is a real bummer for this guy. We have a waist that's pretty free flowing. I like it. Legs all the way forward on him. Legs all the way back on him. And just like we had full T-pose, we also have full splits. And no dedicated thigh swivel either. That's a bummer. I guess it's a wiggle at the ball joint, but a really small wiggle. I would have liked for that to be a little bit more. And we have a deep knee, which is cool. And nothing at the ankle, which I wouldn't expect at this size class. So, most of what you would want is certainly there. I don't know if everything you would want is there. Everything I want isn't there because I need an elbow. I think I could get over the thigh. Because again, it's core Legends class, right? But I don't think I can get it past not having an elbow. I can even get over the gray thighs and the paint, the look stuff. But the dude needs an elbow. Without it, and the arms being so straight. And it also means he doesn't have a knee in Dino mode. That's a bummer. Again, 7, I guess. Most of it's there, so I have to be objective. My heart says even lower. My heart's like a 4. If it's no elbow, I think that kills it. But objectively, I'm going to say about a 7. I also wish that the tail in robot mode had somewhere else to store. I haven't found a place to store it, like on his back or anything like that. If there is, then I just don't know it. I'm not going to say there isn't. I'm just going to say I don't know it. So a 7. It's obviously Grimlock. I don't think it's the greatest of Grimlocks. Let's do the transformation, because maybe that'll be really neat and kind of save this guy a little bit. I guess we'll start with bringing the arms forward and rotating them so that the claws are forward. We're going to bring the Dino mode head all the way up, and these chest pieces, I guess they come down and come together. I do find that if they're not lined up just right, they're a little, I don't want to say cumbersome, but they got to be just right, that's all. The head all the way forward, these arms down. And so far, kind of so good, really. I guess the back end here, we put those two legs together right there, and now these should fold up. Pardon the cut, but I actually wanted to show it. So I had the peg left down. That was my mistake. The peg is supposed to go up to kind of fill in this space here. And then these two little nubs that come together when you put the legs together go into a little tiny spot way in there. There, like that. Then, using the 2 peg holes here on the tail piece, the end piece, we take his blaster piece and... Oh, I gotta turn it around the right way. That might help. And we plug it in thusly like that, and now we have Grimlock in his dino mode. And it's a pretty simple transformation, assuming you remember to bring this peg up. I knew I was missing something, and I miss that all the time. It eats me up, not because it's a bad design, but because I'm a doofus, I guess. But like, okay, easy transformation. Starscream wife saw it and she said, why are these sticking so far off from his back? I do wish the back had a little bit more, or that these folded down a bit more, because it looks slightly off. Easy transformation. I'll give it that. Really, really easy transformation. And I don't know, like I guess I like it fine enough, but again, no knee, and not for nothing, but these arm pieces do not move. Luckily, the DNA design kit do have little T-Rex arms that do move, and I think it's to its benefit, because in dino mode, while the legs have movement at the shoulders, no knee, nothing at the tail, nothing at the arms. I guess the head can go up and down, but not side to side. It's pretty limited articulation. I assume it's for solidity of the combined mode. I'm going to say the transformation is an 8 to get here, right? I think it's about an 8 to get here. To go to the last mode, which is the mode that we're going to kind of leave him in, at least for now, you take the tail piece off, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing this right. Then you should be able to put that on right there, thusly. The arms here, they come down, if I'm not mistaken, and we turn the arms in. When we turn the arms in, we bring the little claws forward, and the arms, they should also tab together, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And the arms also tab together. And finally, if I'm not mistaken, we should be able to open the body and flip this down, and flip the head down as part of the knee, and the little combiner peg is up here. And this is Grimlock as a foot for Volcanicus. And I think it faces this way, if I'm not mistaken, with the head and the legs forward. Again, I'm pretty sure it's the left leg. This is the stock, the way that he is without the DNA upgrade kit. Easy to get here. This is super easy. I'm going to say the transformation to leg mode, certainly from Dino mode, is super duper simple. I mean, 10. I'll say if we balance both of the transformation aspects of this guy, the transformation is a 9. So a 7, a 7, a 9. Overall, Grimmy here is about a 7.5, maybe a 7.75. Cute, fun, little core class. But I see it more as like a novelty than I do as an actual stand-in for a proper Grimlock, if that makes any sense. I don't hate it, but I also can't say that I love it. It's neat, it's fun, but it certainly has its imperfections. Make of that, my friends, what you will. Overall score for the guy, 7.75. And here we are once again, and here he is. So yes, I think it's a great little stand-in, and I understand why this would be remolded and reused for Dinoking. When it comes to being Grimlock, I don't detest it. I do think that you do better to leave the arm wing things up so it looks more like his G1 look with the wings behind him. Though I don't know if, again, like I said, I don't know if that's official or not. I feel like they should be left down. This is just the way that I do it. I do like the way the dino head folds on the back. I'm even okay with the way that the adapter for combined mode folds behind his head, though I wish the whole thing folded down more so that the head didn't have this big gray piece behind it. I'm okay with the chest. I like that they painted it gold. I like the Autobot symbol. The arms needed elbows. I'm sorry, it just needs elbows. You shouldn't not have elbows. I really wish the upper hips, or at least the pelvis, was painted red instead of just the little red stripe on his tummy. I do wish that that came down a bit more on the hips. I do think that the hips and the thighs should have been black. And I do wish we had the blue and the green paint on the knees. I feel like that there was room here to improve this for the price point. It's okay, and I get that it has to be a leg for combined mode and whatnot, but I really wish that we had a little more paint. I really wish that black had been used to break up the sea of gray that is his lower body. It's a cute little Grimlock, but I struggle to call it a great Grimlock. This is one of those like core class or legends class offerings that I feel is really more like the old like Transformers Prime Legion class. It's neat, it has to do a lot, but I think it could have been improved. Let me know what you think about Grimlock here. Am I being too harsh on it? Am I not? You know, is it what it is? You know, cute dino mode, effective enough leg mode for combined, and an okay robot that I think I could look past the imperfections if the guy at least had elbows. Maybe that's just me. I appreciate you guys coming by, giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I do know how important it is to you. If you're in a position to help the channel to grow, you can use the donate link. Check us out on Patreon. See what we have to offer you through spring, of course. Hit the join button at any given time and become a channel member. While you're at it, hit the subscribe button, stick around, have some fun with us. And don't forget, not for a moment, man, not for a second, that you right there, you do make a difference in the world. And I look forward to the next time that you and I get together to have another visit, either in the live streams on Thursday nights, at the stop motion premieres, or the old fashioned way right here inside the videos.